Welcome to P226's review of the Eotech 516. This is a red dot sight. It's made here in the US, I believe. It's very high in quality, and this is the box it comes in when you buy it at the store or whatever. It's a little plastic hard case. It's kind of cool, but you're really just going to throw it in a closet and ignore it. So here is the sight itself. Let me get you a decent view. This is a very good sight. Fits any 1913 rail. This fits any 1913 rail, up to and including the AR-15, various shotguns. There's a lot of things that have this rail. I've even seen these mounted on M250 caliber machine guns. Okay, philosophy on this is basically you're wanting to shoot faster at closer ranges. At longer ranges, this becomes a hindrance, in my opinion, to shooting accurately. This one is a little bit better than some because of some of the reasons we'll talk about here in a little bit, but on the whole, red dot sights are not as accurate as iron sights all the time, especially at extended ranges. That's my personal opinion. You'll hear lots of varying opinions on that. Okay, track record. For Eotech, it's not so good. They are a military quality optic, and they are used by lots of law enforcement officers and military soldiers. Sorry, doesn't make any sense. And soldiers around the world. Just pretend I didn't say that. However, a few years ago, in the middle of their production, not when they first came out, because when they first came out they were okay. They went through kind of a quality control issue, and they were draining batteries like crazy, and nobody really knew what was up with them. So they kind of fell out of favor. That and their technology hasn't been updated in years. So as far as track record goes, I'd say it's kind of spotty, but for me personally, my two Eotechs have been awesome. This one is the older of the two. No, sorry, the one I've had the longest. The other one actually is a little bit older. But it is an excellent sight. Batteries. This one takes a CR123s, two of them, in this little battery compartment here. It's one of the cool things about Eotech is that you can change the batteries fairly quickly. Okay, let's talk about reticle. Eotech has a very specific reticle. Turn this on, see if you guys can see it through the camera. Well, I saw a brief glimpse of it. There it is. You can see it's kind of a dot within a circle. Now, that makes it very fast at close range and very accurate at longer ranges. When I say longer ranges with this, I mean probably 200-300 yards at max. I would say the reticle is awesome. I like it a lot better than Aimpoint's reticle. Not quite as good as Trigecon's reticle. The triangle from the ACOG, I really love that. So I'd put it somewhere in between the two. Brightness, you can crank the brightness on this where it blinds you. I wouldn't advise doing that though. So it gets very bright. Size and weight. Eotechs are a little bit heavy compared to other smaller optics like the Aimpoint T1 Micro. Ergonomics, this particular Eotech, I meant to say Eotech. This particular Eotech has the buttons on the side, so if you're using a magnifier or a backup optic, you can still access your controls. It's pretty ergonomic. Variations. This is one variant of the Eotech. There are about a couple dozen of them, I think. But we're talking about specifically the Eotech 516 here. Accessories, you can get a 2x magnifier for this. It flips out of the way, sits on the back of the gun behind the Eotech. It comes with this little metal protective hood, and you can get some caps that'll fit in there and kind of be like flip up scope caps, kind of like that on this ACOG, where you just flip it and it goes up. There are options to mount something like that on the Eotech now. There didn't used to be. It was a long time ago, but when they first came out they had no way of doing that, so now they do. Compatibility with your systems. Fits the standard 1913 rail, so it is very compatible. Already said that once. I figure I'll say it again. Value. I paid $450 for this sight. That's kind of pricey. It's about the same price as a handgun. I feel it's worth it. If you really want a military quality sight, it's absolutely worth it. I see a lot of people out there who go buy a red dot sight and they end up with some piece of crap made in China, and I would not trust my life to those, and they are. Okay, and that's pretty much everything, but I do want to compare this to its chief competition, the Aimpoint. This Aimpoint has a 2x magnifier built into the front of it, so it does make it a little bit bigger, but usually they're about the same length, about the same size. I think it does win over the Aimpoint because of its reticle and because the mount is built into the optic. That's really kind of important to me. Let's see if we can get them both in frame there. It's extra cost having to buy the mount for the Aimpoint. You don't have to spend that on the Eotech. They cost about the same. Sorry, something's funky going on with my camera. Anyway, they cost about the same. And you get about the same performance, although I will say battery life definitely goes to the Aimpoint. Has a much longer battery life than the Eotech. And let's actually talk about that for just a minute too. Eotech battery life can vary widely, but generally it's about 400 or 500 hours of operation. Compared to like the 8 years of the Aimpoint, it kind of sucks. Actually, I think that particular Aimpoint's more like 4 years. The newest one's like 8 or 10. That's an older one though. In short, it's a very high quality sight. It'll serve you very well. But if I was going over to Iraq, I don't think it would be my first choice. Definitely give it a try though, because I think as far as the red dot sights under say $500, I think it's one of the better options. So quite frankly, this wouldn't be my choice going to Iraq or Afghanistan either. I would pick the ACOG, but it's a totally different price point. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and be sure to thumbs up the video.